Welcome to Crewe Station, the southern extremity of the West Coast Main Line, Crewe to Preston route. Looks like there's a missing route map over there. Let's head over to it and fix it whilst you are here. There are a lot more tasks across the route, so be sure to find and replace the missing route maps and enjoy an Uncle Joe's mint ball. They will certainly keep you all aglow. For those that might enjoy a local Wigan delicacy, you can enjoy a pie barm. Look out for rugby balls that need placing back on their stand, and finally ensure you fix the broken circuit cabinets on your travels. Follow the markers to board the train before it departs. Crewe's railway history began with the opening of the station in 1837 by the Grand Junction Railway, which quickly made it a major hub for connecting the North West, Midlands and Scotland. The town grew rapidly around the station and the works, established in 1843 to build and maintain locomotives. Take a seat anywhere you like. The station of Crewe is a key interchange sitting between two major junctions with four separate lines all meeting. To the north, lines from Chester and North Wales along with the trunk line from Manchester meet, whereas in the south, lines from Shrewsbury and Stoke-on-Trent meet the main line which runs through the heart of the station. This is a British Rail Class 86/4 electric locomotive in the BR Blue livery. You are currently sat on board a Mark IIe Tourist Standard Open coach. The Class 86, known as an AL6 and nicknamed Cans, were introduced between 1965 and 1966 at Doncaster Works and also the Vulcan Foundry. The latter is a location on this route near Earlstown. A total of 100 of the class were built, with 38 belonging to the /4 subclass. The 86/4 subclass were designed to be a mixed traffic locomotive working both passenger and freight services. Alongside the BR Class 86/4, you will also be able to drive the BR Class 47/3 diesel locomotive, the BR Class 20/0 diesel locomotive, and the BR Class 08 diesel shunter. These locomotives will provide you with a wide variety of experiences, meaning that you can drive all kinds of services encompassing passenger, freight and parcel trains. Tap into this industrious section of the West Coast Main Line to discover everything it has to offer, amongst a vast variety of changing scenery and notable points of interest. Take charge of high-speed passenger workings along the core routes between Crewe and Preston, or slower stopping local services. Take things back a notch by driving slow-speed heavy coal services from pit to power station. The choice is yours. Look out for iconic landmarks along the way, such as the Lever Soap Factory in Warrington, the impressive Acton Grange Viaduct which spans the Manchester Shipping Canal. Why not explore the Crewe Locomotive Works to the west of Crewe Station? Alongside all of these and more, you will find many characterful signal boxes and distinctive stations. Welcome to West Coast Main Line, Crewe to Preston. Welcome to the Class 47/3 locomotive in BR Corporate Blue livery. This brief introduction will go through start-up, stopping and passenger door operations. A lot of time will be spent in the locomotive cab, so climb aboard to get started. To get the locomotive started, set the battery isolation switch. To activate this cab, you must lift up the change end lever. This must be activated always from the lead cab, otherwise you will not be able to take control of the locomotive. Sit in the driver's seat to get started. The master key is used to activate the control desk. Press the fire alarm test button for 2 seconds to ensure the system is working. Move the reverser into the engine-only position. The locomotive is now ready to be started. Use the straight air brake to hold the locomotive during the start-up procedure. Release the brakes to allow the system to charge. Use the reverser to set the direction of travel. High-intensity headlights and markers are used to inform others around that this locomotive is active. Almost ready. Release the remaining brakes, the parking brake and straight air brake. Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly. It's important to provide a smooth ride for passengers. The key aspect is to make a gentle, controlled approach. Depending on the speed of the train, begin braking between 1 and 1.5 miles on the platform. Glance at the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors. Good work. You have covered the basics of driving a Class 47/3 diesel locomotive. This is the British Rail Class 86/4 locomotive in BR Corporate Blue livery. In this brief introduction, we will go through various procedures such as cab setup, passenger door operations, driving and stopping. You'll need to enter the locomotive to get started. Head over there now. To activate this cab, you must lift up the change end lever. This must be activated always from the lead cab, otherwise you will not be able to take control of the locomotive. Sit in the driver's seat to continue the setup procedure. Set the master key to activate the driver's desk. Headlights and markers are used to inform others around that this locomotive is active. The headlight will only illuminate, however, once the reverser is set to forward or reverse. The guard has given you the clearance for departure by blowing their whistle. Set the master switch to the forward position. To release the brakes, move and hold the train brake handle to the release overcharge position. Observe the brake gauge. Once the brakes are released, you can let go. The train brake will spring back into the running position. The power controller is controlled by the notching lever, also known as a tap changer, which has 6 notches: off, run down, notch down, hold, notch up and run up. Notch up is to be used for the gradual application of power when starting trains away, or to increase power by small amounts whilst running by moving the power controller to and fro between the hold and notch up position. The notch position can be increased one at a time over the whole of the notching range. During notching up, the traction motor ammeters should be observed to ensure the ammeter needles do not remain in the red sector for long periods and that they remain approximately level. Run-up is to be used to increase power rapidly when, for example, the power has been shut off or reduced for coasting at speed, by notching the power controller automatically. The power controller is spring-loaded in this position and will return to the notch-up position when released. Each complete movement reduces the tap changer position by 1 notch. Run down is to be used to reduce power when the desired speed is attained, or to quickly reduce the notch position prior to moving the power controller to off. This avoids a sudden chopping off of power as the secondary and motor contact is open, which could produce drawbar shock. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain a constant speed and reduces motor stress and maintenance requirements. Moving the power controller to off means the traction motor contactors are open, hence no power can reach the traction motors. The tap changer is also used to provide braking effort via the rheostatic brake, which uses the traction motors to brake the locomotive. This is done by turning the motors into generators, which convert the kinetic energy of the locomotive into electricity. This excess electricity is sent to a bank of resistors, which dissipates the energy in the form of heat. A set of blowers are provided below the resistors, which speed up in proportion to the strength of the rheostatic brake applied. resulting in the classic wailing sound whilst braking. Approaching the station, begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the brakes into the braking range. Good work. That concludes the basics of this locomotive. Welcome to this Class 08 diesel electric shunting locomotive in BR Corporate Blue livery. This brief introduction will go through the start and stop procedures. Before entering the locomotive, the battery isolation switches need setting. Start with the left side. As with the left battery isolation switch, set the right side. Enter the cab and continue. Active lights are important to let others around know that this locomotive is operational. A lot of time will be spent driving, so take a seat to continue. Go ahead and start the locomotive. Now that the engine is running, the master switch needs to be set. The main reservoir will take a moment to charge. This can be observed by watching the brake dials. To ensure that nothing moves while preparations continue, adjust the locomotive brake accordingly. The locomotive brake is holding the train, so the rest of the brakes can be released. Track alignment plays a large role when manoeuvring around a yard. Head out on foot and adjust the indicated junction as required. The path is now set. Head back to the cab and continue preparations. The reverser is used to set the direction of travel. It's time to move. Set the locomotive brake as indicated. Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly. With the locomotive now moving, it's possible to apply more power and focus on achieving the desired speed. concludes all the basics of this locomotive. Welcome to this British Rail Class 20/0 in rail freight grey livery. In this introduction, you'll undertake a variety of tasks such as locomotive startup from a cold state, shunting, coupling and driving. These locomotives were first introduced as part of the British Rail modernisation plan in the 1960s. The type features a single driving cab at one end. Mounted on two bogies, each with two axles, this configuration is known as Bobo. Over 200 of these locomotives were originally built. The rail freight sector was immediately identifiable through the introduction of a new rail freight grey livery, which was revealed in 1982 alongside one of the new Class 58 locomotives for which it was originally developed. It was then soon applied to most of the locomotives and rolling stock assigned to the division. This new colour scheme was very distinctive on the British network, as it represented the first clear break from the universal application of variations of rail blue for 15 years. Welcome to the cab. This locomotive features two driving positions, dependent on direction of travel, a feature unique to this class. You will now be required to move the locomotive a short distance to a wagon nearby. The route is clear, so you can begin when ready. couple up, gently bump into the wagon, then climb out and connect the chain between the vehicles. To get a better view, you can adjust the camera to look directly out of the window. The HAA coal wagon was a revolutionary British Rail air-braked hopper wagon introduced in 1964 for the merry-go-round NGR system, moving huge quantities of coal non-stop from collieries to power stations, drastically boosting efficiency by loading and unloading whilst moving. Over 11,000 were built, primarily at Shildon Works, becoming Britain's most numerous wagon type in operation. A merry-go-round train, often abbreviated as MGR, is a block freight train composed of specialised hopper wagons designed to load and unload its cargo, primarily coal, while continuously moving at reduced speeds through dedicated facilities, without requiring full stops at terminals. This system enhances efficiency by minimalising downtime and enabling rapid transit between coal mines and power stations. The wagon coupled up to the locomotive, we're now going to exit the yard and take a short drive to Metro South. The route is clear, so you can begin when ready. stop at Metro South Station to finish your training session. This is the end of this short practical training session for the Class 20/0 diesel locomotive. Great work!